Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. This video is the third part in a 5-part series that we're doing on the Nigerian Constitution. So it would really help you to go back and check out the previous 2 videos if you haven't yet. Now, in this video, we'll be focusing on Chapter 5 of the Nigerian Constitution. This chapter talks about the provisions of the Nigerian legislature. And first off, we look at the federal legislative, which is referred to as the National Assembly. So, the National Assembly is composed of 2 arms, the Senate and the State House of Representatives. The Senate is composed of 3 members from each of the 36 states and 1 from the Federal Capital Territory. So altogether, there are 109 members of the Senate. The head of the Senate is referred to as the President and is assisted by a Deputy President, both of which are elected by and from the members of the Senate. On the other hand, the House of Representatives consists of 360 members who represent different constituencies. The House is headed by a Speaker and a Deputy Speaker, both of which are elected from and by the members of the House of Representatives. The heads of both the Senate and the House of Representatives will have to vacate their position when they stop being members of the National Assembly, when the House they belong to is dissolved, or when they are removed from office. And to be removed from office, there has to be a resolution supported by a 2/3 majority in the House that leader belongs to. What's more, the salary and other allowances of the members of the National Assembly are determined by the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. Before they assume office, every member of the National Assembly has to declare their assets and liabilities. What that basically means is that they have to submit a document that states all the property they have and how much money they have. They are to do that and also take the oath of allegiance in the presence of the President of the Senate or the Speaker of the House, depending on what house that member belongs to. The President and Speaker in turn are to declare their assets and liabilities and also take the oath of allegiance in the presence of the Clerk of the National Assembly. Now, a meeting in the National Assembly is referred to as a sit-in, and the leader of the respective houses is to be in charge during a sit-in. However, if there is a joint sitting of the 2 houses, the President of the Senate is to be in charge. If he is absent, the Speaker of the House has to step up. If the Speaker is absent, the Deputy President of the Senate has to step up. And if the Deputy President is not available, the Deputy Speaker presides. Going into specifics, if the President and Deputy Presidents are not available to preside over a sit-in, the House has to elect a member to preside. Same goes for the House of Representatives if neither the Speaker nor the Deputy Speaker is available. Furthermore, before a sit-in can happen, 1/3 of the members of the House have to be present. This is referred to as a quorum. Also, the official language to be used in a sit-in is English. However, if translation can be provided, Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba can be used. For a decision to be made, the members of the houses cast a vote. However, the leader of either house is not allowed to vote. Nonetheless, if there is a tie, the leader of the house has to cast the deciding vote. That said, if a person who is not a member of the house sits or casts a vote when they know they shouldn't, that person will be dealt with according to the law. Now, the powers of the National Assembly are expressed in the laws they make, but how exactly do these laws come about? Well, a law starts out as a bill, which is basically a proposal. That can originate in the Senate or the House of Representatives. It is then deliberated on, passed on to the President for assent, and then it becomes law. One thing though, if a bill originates in the Senate, it has to be deliberated on and then passed to the House of Representatives for their own deliberation before that bill can be passed to the President, and vice versa if the bill originates in the House of Representatives. Still on lawmaking, the National Assembly can create committees and assign them duties. However, they cannot assign these committees the duty of lawmaking. And of all the committees the House can create, the Joint Finance Committee is a compulsory one and must consist of an equal number of Senate and House of Representative members. Both houses have to sit for at least 181 days in a year. And after 4 years of existence, both houses stand dissolved unless the country is at war. The Constitution gives the criteria a person needs to meet to be eligible to be voted into the National Assembly, and they include being Nigerian, being 30 years of age for the House of Representatives, and 35 for the Senate, having an SSCE certificate, and belonging to a political party. The Constitution also gives instances that could disqualify a person, including having been declared to be a lunatic, having been convicted of a crime, and being a public servant. In addition to those, the Constitution gives conditions for a member of the House to cease to be a member, and these include becoming a member of another legislative house, ceasing to be a Nigerian citizen, becoming a member of a different political party, and getting recalled by your constituency. Now, to be recalled means to be removed by the people that voted you in, basically. What needs to happen is that more than half of the registered voters in that member's constituency have to sign a petition of no confidence and submit that to INEC. And finally, for the National Assembly, it is the duty of the President of the country to prepare the national budget. Now, we move to the State House of Assembly. At the state level, there's just one house. Every state has one, and every state of assembly must have a minimum of 24 and a maximum of 40 members. The State House is headed by a Speaker and a Deputy Speaker, both of which are elected by and from the members of the House. Everything regarding when the leaders vacate their positions, declaration of assets and liabilities, who heads a sitting, and how a quorum is formed is the same as with the National Assembly. That said, English is also the official language. However, the only other languages permitted if interpretation can be made available are the languages spoken in that state. Also, the House's legislative powers are contained in the laws it makes, and laws are made the same way they are made at the federal level. However, the differences are there's just one House at this level, so there's no room for checks and balances, and assent is given by the governor of the state. Furthermore, everything about constituting committees, how many days altogether they have to sit, the criteria for election into the House, criteria for disqualification, and grounds for removal is the same as with the National Assembly. And finally, it is the duty of the state governor to prepare the state budget. So basically, most of what applies to the legislative arm at the federal level applies to the legislative arm at the state level. This is where we'll end this video, and in our next video, we'll kick off chapter 6. So like this video and share with someone if you learned anything. Also, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss the next video.